Hi there, welcome back to my channel. If you can subscribe and like, and I love feedback too. So if you can make a comment, leave me a comment or suggestion, I would love that. Today I'm going to talk about migrating my 2025 into my 2026 and some things I'll be tracking. This really evolved. This was my first year for Wonderland 222. B6 all-in-one stacked weekends. It was my first year, and so it's been a project and it has been evolving, and I'm so proud of how thick she is. I officially start 2026 the week of the 29th of December, so I've begun to move my trackers over, and so I'm going to show you some examples. Danielle, my friend, made me some stickers, and they're super special to me. So I am doing my 100 things, and I'm moving that from I have some pages that I tipped in because I started out in different Wonderland. I was doing the core, wasn't big enough. So this is my top 100 things. I got to 75. I started my new list over here so that I didn't complete here, that I can move over here. I'll finish out reading 50 books. I want to read 75 next year. So this is my lit list. And I'm going to be using, Danielle once again made these for me. Here's my bulletin board. I watched Debbie, Roro, and Lou's YouTube several times as I was making mine for inspiration. So I just love my bulletin board. I've got place for a few more stickers, but I'm being selective. My quarterly, not sure what I'm going to do with those pages yet. Still thinking, it's evolving. But here is my January list. I've begun moving things from my master list. And from this year. So I'll be using my tracking for my rituals. And so I'll be utilizing this tracking system. I did not use functional stickers in December because I'm really not using it. I just will use it for reference because I am starting January 29th. So I'll be really using it in January. These functional stickers I get from Hob Sticker Co. Lisa has in her shop, but it's closed until the middle of January. She has a planner setup kit with days, headliners, numbers, and tabs that fit beautifully in smaller planners, or if you just like smaller tabs. And then she's got the daily as well, where it announces the week, which I love. So we'd be on week 1. And then in this year's, we're in week 50. So my monthly, I'm using on the December review because I won't use the December review in 2026. I'll already be into January, and I utilize that a little differently. So I do a Sunday reset. As you can see, here's my reset for this week. I do important things to remember. I'm also going to do my hydrate. So let me move. I found some hydrate stickers. So these are going to be Debbie at Roro on our live challenged us, and I'm terrible at hydrating myself. So I am going to get more disciplined. These are some stickers that I get from I don't know where these came from. Oh, Cocoa Daisy. Somebody gave me a bunch of them. And then these are from LA Florals. I just love these. It came in my Advent, but she has them in other formats and colors. So this is something I'm adding to keep my focus. I'm really not good at this. So this is how we make changes. We track what's important to make changes and make a difference. So here's my rituals listed out here because I pull them from my main tracker. I pull them and then I put them in my monthly, which I've started. This isn't a review, it's my rituals for my home. Then I do spiritual, personal, and physical things I want to accomplish, to do, to buy, some different lists that I can move over to my weeklies, my dailies, I'm sorry. My weeklies I use as a synopsis of my day. I use gratitude and I got to. So I'm going to carry that over. That worked really well. Who knows what I'll change up, if anything, because it's really shut off the planner noise, which is so important that we shut off the planner noise and confusion, and we simply stay in a system and keep our goals in front of us in one place for the whole year. It's been so exciting to see. Now, my friend at Wendy Lou Pages gifted me a couple of these idea books, and it's going to be a nice companion to tuck in. They actually fit in my cover, which I'll talk a little bit about. So things I want to improve in my tracking and things for my quarterly items to move to January, which I did do. I will show you. A couple things that I moved over were to descale my water boiler and change my mascara and my toothbrush, because that is on my quarterly, but I want to, it doesn't specify what quarter. See where it says toothbrush, mascara, smoke detectors needs to go down here too. But it doesn't say what month in the quarter. You need to get into your routine to figure out what month you want to be doing that quarterly, and then weekly to daily. And these bigger items I won't do in a day, because we don't want to be cleaning for 3 to 4 hours. We want 85 to 90% clean, and we're finding our rhythm and tracking and putting into practice for your rituals, and so that you're spending no more than an hour a day. And you might even be able to fine tune that to less. I think it's possible by multitasking and migrating tasks together. So the other one that I found that I need to do is our smoke detectors. So I'll be putting those on there. And so yeah, this is my plans. A little bit about my cover. One thing that I found, now Miss Thickums doesn't really fit into any clothes right now very well. So I have been using, some may have seen it already. It's my desk here. Been using a Hobonichi closure, elastic closure to keep it closed. It's been working well. And so I've been using that. This stays on my desk. It does not really go out into the wild with me. What I do is my calendars that I use, because I do have appointments, important dates, birth dates in my monthlies. I do use them for that. I do like scrap a day in that, in the bottom part. I started that a few months ago. This was a stamp from yesterday. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but I use my monthlies and I put important appointments in the weeks that is my wallet. And again, more to come on that. I don't want to add confusion today, but this is what goes out with me, is my week's wallet. And so I have found that folios work best for me versus a TN. So the Wonderland is a hair bit shorter than Rowena at Sojourner makes her covers for. Her folio covers. The nice thing is that I was able to this year, my plastic cover, I just could not get to work last year on my Wonderland, so I didn't use one. But this year it fit perfectly, and it fits because it's a tiny bit shorter. You can put it in with the cover, which I hope will help with my binding. I also did where you work out the binding by separating. You start in the middle and you take a few pages working towards the middle. I did that with my binding, hoping that would help a little bit too. But this doesn't bother me at all. It just became more difficult to keep in a folio towards the end here, and it gets a little difficult to write up on this hump, so you have to really spread it out. Some people fold it the opposite way to help with it as it gets so thick, but I think it's a great problem. I've never had a planner that looks like this. I've never, well, I shouldn't say never. It's been years since I've stayed in one planner all year. When I used Franklin Covey, and I used it more professionally than personally, I used journals, but this is the first time I have stayed in a all-in-one planner an entire year, a bound planner like this. So I'm super excited to be able to reference back for things because it's going to go on a shelf. So back to my idea book. That'll be a nice note-taking insert for me as well. So this is a Sojourner cover. It's I think pretty cheery. I got it from Stephanie, a good friend of mine, planner friend, Stephanie. And I love, these are my favorite from Ollie. If anybody has any colors or any more of these colors that you want to trade or let me purchase, I would love that. My signature glasses that I love, I keep them on several of my journals and planners. But I just love this cover coming out of the holidays. It still looks a little festive. So these are her planner clothes for this year, and I just wanted to show you, take time and show you today how I'm migrating over. It's a job getting your new planner set up and going. Again, I use Hob Sticker Co. planner kit setup, yearly planner kit setup. Use a lot of LA florals in my journal, in my planner. They just work, the aesthetics work well with the vibe I have. I've been doing for several months scrap a day. And since I use my calendars, I have to use it. I tip in notes. This was a note from my daughter when we stayed at her house. I have postcards, other little tip-ins. Each month, Hob Sticker Co. writes you a note about her monthly club, and so I like to tip those in at the beginning of the month. So these are some things that I put into my planner, some memories and pictures. These are the Vellum from Lauren, and this was from her Advent. So I'm getting ready to, this is my whole week for this week. I do a week at a time. When I'm putting my ephemera in, I do top 5, joy spotting, and verse of the day. And then I do also, a sticker or scrap a day. And like I said, I'm working on my hydrating. My goal is to work up to, by Sunday, 64 ounces. So I'm tracking that over here because that is just a place I fall short. And so I want to keep it front and center in my reset. I take half the page on Sunday to do this reset and then plan out my rituals to move to my dailies. So that's a little tour of what I'm doing, how I'm migrating. And again, if you could like, and you can even share, but leave a comment and subscribe, please.